What's up, everybody? My name is Stina B, and welcome back to BCNN Black Comedians News Network, where the comedy meets the headlines. I am here with these other silly ass people, Eric Preston and Gayle Lewis, and we are here because we have some fun stuff to cover today. I know last week was a little bummer. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. Today, we got some recaps on some stories. I got a couple things to drop. I heard Gayle's got a couple things to drop about some stuff we talked about last week. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Eric, he's going to talk about something that hit us hard last night, which is damn daylight savings time. Okay. So what the fuck, DLS? Eric.
All right. Well, y'all know where it is. I'm reporting live from the BCNN field vehicle, aka my 2015 Nissan Altima. We out here in the field doing some wild things. I had to venture out early today. Okay, actually, it was a little bit later than I thought it was. I don't know about y'all. I was out late last night. All right, I was out at the club. Okay, club closed at 2. Not on daylight savings time, bitches. Okay, I got out, went to the store, get me something to eat. They said we closed. I said, y'all don't close till 3. They said, nigga, it is 3. I said, God damn, absolutely crazy. All right, the spring done jumped ahead on us, all right? It did. It done jumped ahead, messed up everybody's time. I know everybody, nobody except for Gayle, okay, turned forward any of their clocks, okay? Not a single Negro in America, okay, turned forward any of our clocks. I just know it didn't happen. I didn't. All right, I woke up this morning, all my clocks in my house said 9:30. My phone said 10:30. I said, one of you niggas is lying. I don't know who, but one of y'all is 100% lying out here in these streets. Now, the only people that didn't have to suffer through this tragedy is Arizona, because I don't know what time it is in Arizona anymore, to be honest with you. I don't know. Okay, I have no idea. I don't know if they're ahead of me now. I don't know if they're an hour behind, 2 hours behind. It's crazy. All right, time zones itself are weird. Arizona makes our time zones even weirder. I don't know. Whatever. All I do know about daylight saving times is sun's out a little bit longer during the day, people. Okay, sun's out a little bit longer. All right, when you see the sun starting to peak out and it's not dark as hell by 5 o'clock in the morning, in the afternoon, it's not dark as hell by 6:30, 7 o'clock, sun is still out. You know what that means? That means springtime is coming, y'all. Time is coming. Okay, I looked out earlier today. I'm looking right now. I'm looking at the sun, and I'm like, hey, yo, spring. Is that you, player, coming across the Himalayas? Is that you? Is that you, spring? You know what I'm saying? I see you, player. I see you. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for warmer weather. Okay, y'all are in Atlanta. My co-anchors here, they're in Atlanta. They suffered a little bit this winter. Got their asses kicked. They got some snow. They got some shenanigans, some things they weren't ready for. Okay, there were days in here in southeastern Pennsylvania where it was 3 degrees outside. Yes, singular digit, 3. Okay, very cold. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but I'm black. All right, I know that if you're watching BCNN right now, Stina did this thing where like we go from darker to lighter on the spectrum. I don't know if y'all see that, but I see it. Stina did that to us this week. It's okay. I'm all right with it. All right, Stina, me, Gayle. She went left to right on the spectrum. That's how it appears from my screen. You know, the spectrum colors. Or, you know, if you're one of those people that read right to left, you know, it goes Gayle, me, Stina, light to dark. However you want it, okay? I'm fine with it either way. Me personally, all right, if you want your coffee to go from lighter after you put cream in it, you look at Stina, then you look down toward me to Gayle. Okay, if you like to make chocolate milk, you start off with the regular milk and Gayle, you add a little bit of me, you get the Stina. That's just where we are. Okay, but I just know my fellow Africans, okay, yes, that means Gayle included, because Gayle is our African princess, our African queen, Gayle. Okay, I just know about y'all, my Africans. I'm ready for the warm weather. I done had enough of this cold. Springtime is coming across the Himalayas like the player that it is. That's all I have for daylight savings time because I've had enough of the shenanigans. Thank you, son, for staying out longer. Nice to see you, my boy. Nice to see you.
What can even be said? But I don't like making the transition, but I do love the sun staying out later. I was talking about the daylight savings time transition. I don't like. I'm on the camp of we need to make daylight saving permanent. Like, I don't care if it's too dark in the morning for kids to go to school. Fuck them kids. And not awake that early to care, so it's not really my problem. And if that ain't America, not my problem. But listen, I grew up a little further north than you are currently. I grew up in Rochester, New York, across the lake from Canada. Agreed. I moved to the South and gave up legal autonomy over my own uterus so I would never have to shovel snow again. And Atlanta had jokes this winter for me. So I have been saying for weeks now, I can't wait for it to be hotter than the devil's dick again down here. It is we've been having some very pleasant weather lately, but we're still in that odd time where it'll be nice and pleasant during the day and then it'll get real cold at night when the sun goes down. So the sun stays out longer. It stays a little warmer in Atlanta. I'm not mad about it.
I do want to say, Gayle, thank you for your whiteism. If y'all don't know what a whiteism is, that is a saying, euphemism, if you will, a whiteism that, hotter than the devil's dick. Okay. White people say those things. I don't know. Okay. I'm here with two ladies. I personally don't know how hot dicks are besides my own dick. I damn sure don't know how hot the devil's dick is. So I'm assuming it gets very hot in Georgia. I don't know what the weather's like. I know it gets very hot here in southeastern PA.
I've thought about this a lot, though, because you know that song about how the devil went down to Georgia? In that song, he says the devil went down to Georgia, which implies that Georgia is further south than hell. So that explains why it gets so goddamn high here during the summer.
Okay.
In my opinion.
All right, then. A lot of fine women in swimming pools in Georgia, then. A lot of fine women in women.
I moved into a building with a swimming pool. You can't tell me nothing.
Can't tell. Gayle's going to be out there in her one-piece bathing suit, looking like a nice model. And it's going to be amazing. Gayle, you put that black and white swimsuit on, and you go to fuck the town. Okay?
I am through. First of all, back to the kids segment of the show. Because yes, these 5-year-olds are cussing and fighting grown-ass people. Stand your ass outside at 6:45 in the morning. Stand your ass out there and catch that fucking bus. Period.
You'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
It builds character.
Yeah, because, first of all, what character are they building besides the NPC they want to recreate? TikTok?
Kids is going to live to adulthood or something.
Hey, this one girl is making a living talking about ice cream, yum, yum, popping popcorn with a damn flat iron. So don't tell me things aren't weird out here in this world. I thought I was the weird one for the longest time. And then 2020 happened. And now ever since then, I realized I am so normal. Here are fucking psycho.
We sitting here acting like daylight saving times shouldn't be a permanent thing when we gonna be living in fucking nuclear winter soon. So like we ain't even gonna have sunlight soon. Fucking around with who we have now. We ain't even gonna have sunlight. So we gotta have all the sunlight we can now and enjoy the shit before our sky is blacked out from nuclear winter for the next 18 years. Them kids ain't gonna make it to adulthood. Fuck them kids. They ain't gonna make it to adulthood. They ain't gonna make it. I'm sorry to tell y'all. Y'all might not make it to y'all sweet 16s and quinceañeras and bar mitzvahs and other rites of passages, okay? Because the way, Trump pissing off our allies and shit like that, we ain't gotta worry about that. All right. Nuclear winter is upon us soon, people. Get your sunlight now. Enjoy it while it's coming across the Himalayas.
I'm standing on us right now because every Canadian post I see on TikTok, the Americans are like, do that shit.
My bad, y'all. Listen, it ain't me.
We are separating church and state. Do you hear me?
100%. It ain't me. It's him. It's him.
It's him. Please.
It's him. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't do that. I ain't vote for this.
Right. You see what happened to Jack Daniels once they started taking out. They're like, wait. Hey. Who
I
brought us
voted for the
up?
black lady. I didn't do this.
Listen,
I voted for the strong.
I've been out here calling him a fuck shit every week. What more do you want from me, people?
You know,
We're doing our job.
I tried to warn the rest of the whites about him. They don't listen. I'm a woman. They're not going to listen to me.
Right. And then I'm a black woman, so I have no shot.
If they're not going to listen to me, they're definitely not listening to Stina. We tried. That's why we got a podcast now, because no one listens to us anyway, so they can not listen to us
This
here.
is why we are stand-up.
man saying listen to me because I don't soft shoot.
And you have to listen to us for 4 to 8 minutes. Sorry, guys.
Jesus Christ.
With us. It's why we're stand-up comedians. But other than that, yes, we do have to do this podcast so y'all can hear what the fuck is really going on. Or what we care about anyway. Anyway, great news story, guys. Did daylight savings time fuck you up this morning? Let us know in the comments.
So did.
Next up is Gayle. I love her segment because I came up with the name and it's great. We're gonna talk about news we can laugh about. Gayle.
I love how Stina really just gassed herself up just there. Like, I love the name of this segment that I came up with, but it's a great name.
The whole segment is great. I love it.
But anyway, so no, we have exciting follow-up news from a story we covered last week. Now, if you recall, last week, Stina brought up the fact that we lost dearly beloved actor Gene Hackman and his wife and their dog. And Eric floated the theory, because it was a mystery. We didn't know what happened to this family. We didn't know if it was a premeditated death on their part and they took the dog with them. That was a possibility. And so Eric floated a theory that perhaps Gene Hackman went out Michael Vick style and took his dog down with him. Now, the police, the medical examiners, they have done some testing. They have found new evidence. I am pleased to report that we can absolve Gene Hackman and his wife of dog murder. The dog's death, there's no foul play in the suspicions of the death of the dog. What had happened was apparently Gene Hackman's wife passed first of hantavirus, which is something you catch from like rodents. And then apparently Mr. Gene Hackman, who had advanced stage Alzheimer's as well as heart problems, they don't know exactly what his cause of death was, but they presuppose that after she passed, he was alive for a few days, probably, around the house. And then he also passed days after she did. And the dog may more than likely pass due to starvation, because the dog was in a crate after having like some sort of veterinary care. The article I read said they had 2 other dogs that had a free reign to go in and out of the house during this time. So especially given the fact that 2 other dogs survived this family. Again, no foul play. Gene Hackman, not Michael Vick. We can watch his movies and still feel good about things. So thank you. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman and his wife and that dog. It is still a tragic news you can laugh about, but still a tragedy. But thank God, our consciences can be clear when we watch Gene Hackman movies going forward. So I am pleased to report Eric's theory, only a theory, has been disproven. But what a theory at that.
Stand on that. It was purely speculation on my behalf. It was purely a theory. I will let y'all know I caught a lot of shit from the whites this week. A lot of shit. I caught a lot of shit from the whites. They were not very happy with me for accusing one of their own of doing something that apparently only niggas do. As if white people don't kill the family, themselves, and the dog. I've seen forensic files. It happens a lot. But thankfully, Gene Hackman, they did an autopsy report on the dog too, y'all. So, Gayle followed up for the whites and the dog. Dog's cool. Very unfortunate scenario. 2 other dogs survived. I had no idea there were surviving witnesses, dog witnesses in this. Apparently, the dogs were interviewed and they asked what the fuck happened. The dog said, "We don't know. Bull just went crazy and died." I don't know. It do still sound a little suspiciously to me. I'm not gonna lie. This still does ring a little bit of Michael Vick and Chris Benoit very, very much. Now the whites are going to attack me again for invoking the name of that. But I'm not saying Gene Hackman was Chris Benoit, but this is also very similar. But no, thankfully, these are my theories. My theory, this was not true. I'm cool. I stand on business. I can admit when I'm wrong. Thank God Gene Hackman didn't kill his dog or his wife or himself.
To say the thoughts and opinions. Eric Preston. I think we're just going to make this like a message that goes across the screen. Like the thoughts and opinions
Are his
shared on this
own.
pod are his own. Those are Eric's opinions. It does not reflect the opinions of BCNN Network as a whole. Don't mess up our sponsorships.
We are.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, about that. Why? I'm just all I can say is why? Why did it have to be that as the story? Because it's just like in my mind, I'm automatically went to this man has Alzheimer's, and does he have notes around the house to let him know what to do, or was he just trying to figure out how to use the toilet again? Like I don't know. Like what was his last struggle trying to make toast? Like I don't know.
Apparently, I think they said they found him in the kitchen, so you could be on
Trying to
some
make toast.
It's sad. It's sad.
Trying to make toast with his coffee, and he couldn't figure out that the toaster was actually the oven.
R.I.P. Gene Hackman
And his wife, because she
and that dog.
and the other dogs, did they find
How
the
did she get
other dogs?
hantavirus though? That's a real mystery. That's some crazy.
Well, if they had the rodents coming in and out the house where the dogs were able to escape, the dogs must have brought a friend in the house, and it probably bit her. Maybe a coon. Or
we need
a
further
raccoon.
investigation on the hantavirus is needed.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's probably the more crazy angle is how did she get that?
Right, because that's the thing. It's like there were so many mysteries surrounding their death to begin with, and then the facts come out, and it's just even crazier.
Yeah, and who found him? Like, did the dogs run to the police station? I don't know. I got questions. What, Eric?
Just saying. I'm just saying. All right, you can call me conspiracy brother if you want to. Okay, but his wife dying of a rodent bite, and he had Alzheimer's and a dead dog. All I'm saying is the facts sound crazier than the story do. I'm just saying, to me, it sounds like they don't want to tarnish this white man's great image, and they just making shit up. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, it does say that investigators are still searching through their cell phones for more details on information that could shed light on any locations or communications they had before they died. So we are
I
investigating
did
the
just
cell
read that they
phones.
brought in Caesar Milan to interview the two remaining dogs to see what else he can get out of them. So we're gonna see what Caesar Milan and apparently Dog the Bounty Hunter have gotten involved. So I don't.
Also heard they're going to call Bluey as well for emotional support.
Oh man, you might as well get Blue's Clues on the fucking case too. I've had enough.
Hey.
Get Paw Patrol in on this bitch. You know.
Hey, Blue said Beluska do.
You know, they found a clue. I don't know. I'm just saying, whenever they don't want to discredit a white man's image, this is what happens.
We need the dogs from Homeward Bound. We need all them together.
I need the dogs from Cats and Dogs. I need everybody. Secret Life of Pets niggas. We need all them niggas to come through and tell me what happened. I don't know. I'm just next segment.
Sorry. Thank you, Gayle, so much for that amazing segment. Lots of good content there. Next up, I'm going to talk about some entertainment and music stuff. So this week I'm gonna break down the Oscars, who won big, who got snubbed, and who went viral for all the wrong reasons. Plus, I'm gonna talk about Naked and Afraid and its new season and introducing one of the most impressive cast members of the show. And then there's some new albums that recently dropped, and then take a moment to congratulate Conan on his great hosting of the Oscars with the quote of the evening. So let's get into it. So the Oscars, Gayle, I know she was pretty pissed off that The Substance Barely won anything. I don't think they even won a technical award. I don't think
They won for
makeup.
best makeup, which
Okay.
well deserved there.
Yes, absolutely. But Honora was the night's biggest winner, taking Best Picture and shocking everyone with the main character, Mikey Madison, winning Best Actress over Demi Moore. Zoe Saldana also made history as the first Dominican American woman to win an Oscar for her role in Amelia Perez. And also in Snubs news, Dune Part 2. A lot of people are upset because they only got some technical Oscar awards. I've never seen Dune, so I couldn't tell you if they deserved it or not. So, was that a damn game before the movie? I don't know. Timothy Chalamet is in there, so I guess they were expecting him to just.
Real quick, Stina, shout out to Timothy Chalamet. That got to be a smooth, cool, young white dude because he went from Kylie Jenner went from smashing niggas like Tyga and whoever else she got a kid by right now, Travis Scott, or I don't know, one of them niggas, one of them Africans, I'm sorry, one of them Africans to smashing Timothy Chalamet. So that's gotta be a cool white dude to be able to pull what he pulled. Shout out to him.
I'm screaming. But yeah, shout out to him. I mean, you go from Rack City and a guy who had his concert killing people to a chilled out guy. So I'd say that's pretty chilled out for her. At least she ain't have a baby, and he's not going to have no baby. Let's make this completely clear. That is a white man. There is no baby coming from this relationship, okay? I promise you. But to continue, yep, so Dune Part 2 got snubbed. The Substance got snubbed. Everybody thought Demi Moore should have won for Best Actress, but they gave it to the Honora character. And then also the In Memoriam drama. So, you know, every awards they do like their section where they dedicate it to the ones that we've lost. People are in uproar because Shannon Doherty and Michelle Trachtenberg were not mentioned in the In Memoriam. So some controversy about that. So first of all, who saw Honora? Show of hands. Okay, so you're with me there. Okay. It looks interesting, but just based on what I saw from the Oscars and the clips, it would not have been my first or second pick of movie that I want to watch. I have Substance already queued up when me and Bay get our days off together. That's going to be the first movie we watch. Just based on what we saw there, like, what the fuck? That movie looks so damn good. So I was kind of upset that she didn't win. But yeah, like, who the hell saw that movie, Honora? I don't know. I guess we'll have to watch it eventually. I guess for the In Memoriam snub, I'm kind of upset about that because I mean, it just happened. So it's not like y'all could have just made time to go in there. But I guess we're back in high school where they pick and choose who's in the yearbook, but I won't go there. So some viral moments that happened. So Kieran Culkin, aka Macaulay Culkin's brother, won for Best Supporting Actor, and he got censored talking to his wife about having babies or making babies based on him winning or losing an award. Boy, be quiet. We do not want to picture you and your beautiful ass wife with your weird looking self trying to make babies because you just won this Oscar. Come on, the Culkin brothers. I mean, that is a choice. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. I also want to shout out Ben Stiller for bringing some comedy to the stage. His platform got stuck in the middle of him doing his award presentation. Of course, in his Zoolander-ish ways, Ben Stiller always can take a moment and make it just spectacular. So just kudos to him. He's one of my favorite comedians. I've loved every movie he's in, and I just love to get to see how our throwback guys, because you know, Eric, I don't know if you're familiar with Ben Stiller. I know you're still wet behind the ears, but he's crossed generations. Movie making, TV, you name it, he's done it. And so it was real cool to see him. It was cool to see a lot of the guys, especially ones that are starting to age, you know, like fine wine, like some of them, others not. But yeah, shout out to everybody at the Oscars. I do want to mention Conan O'Brien doing his motherfucking thing because he hosted the Oscars with finesse. I feel like they should bring him back again because he was just super funny. I heard one comment I saw online saying that Conan O'Brien had the best Oscars monologue in years, and he literally did roast everybody. Just one thing I'll mention about his set is that literally when it was about 2 hours in, because oh my God, why are the Oscars 4 hours long? I don't know, but we don't need 23 awards. I promise you, they don't need to all be shown on TV. Do like the Grammys and have a whole Grammys beforehand, because we don't need 4 hours worth of the Grammys. I can't get those 4 hours back. Do you know what I could do in 4 hours? Think of things. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that was 4 hours. I had to keep my eyes open and try to keep up what was going on. But Conan had a great moment at halftime saying that now that this is halftime, I guess we should expect Drake to take a shot at Drake right now. So shout out to Kendrick, still taking dubs all down the Drake Boulevard. Still, my guy is still taking dubs, man. Like, I'm kind of over it, but will it ever end? I don't know. It's been fun. So let's keep it going. And finally, well, not finally, but next up, let me talk about this lady, y'all, from Naked and Afraid. So this season, they are doing things a little differently, and they have a double amputee this season. I know, right? So her name is Mandy. She's a mountain climber and a hunter. And her episode is called No Legs, No Problem. Hey, sometimes the jokes write themselves. This is strictly from the online, okay? So the episode showcases her adapting to all the situations. Now, if you are not familiar with Naked and Afraid, I promise you the title tells you everything you need to know. You are naked. They drop you in the middle of nowhere. You have to survive. And guess what you get at the end? A congratulations. You don't even get $1, my dude. You don't even get $1. Can you at least go to Survivor? Damn. You can at least get $1 million and they'll feed you. Fuck. Like, and then before I go any further, Naked and Afraid tried to have a dating season. I'll talk about that on another episode because I could talk about that for hours. But anyway, so shout out to Mandy, the WMPT. I'm going to watch the episode. I just saw the clips that they were showing about it, about the upcoming season. So I will be watching that and updating you guys on how she survives. But come on. It's the most ridiculous Survivor type of show out here. It's like no food, no clothes, no common fucking sense. You're mad the first day because ants are in your cooch. What did you think was going to happen, ma'am? And ants aren't even your problem, because what is that big ass thing hanging in the tree? It's a bug you've never heard of? Right. Go to Survivor. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking for a moment. Guys, go ahead.
I have never watched an episode of Naked and Afraid, but I feel pretty confident in calling it white nonsense. Okay, like that is white nonsense. It ain't no way. First of all, ain't no way I would ever be on a show like Naked and Afraid, period. But like, first of all, I have both my legs and I don't like to do things. Like if I had no legs, like you have a get out of everything free card, lady. Like, why are you doing so much? Like,
That's what I'm saying, girl. You don't have to do nothing.
Yeah, like people are gonna judge you for not going to the gym if you don't got no legs.
Be mad at you because you're not doing leg day, girl. We see you.
But yeah, no, everything about I like reality TV in the like Bravo extended cinematic universe. Like no one's eating a bug there. You know what I mean? I'll watch the 90 Day Fiance extended cinematic universe. Like I want to watch people humiliate themselves in indoors, you know what I mean? Like I want them to humiliate themselves through their actions, not through their bodies.
And their bodies be failing on them.
I could not be me ever. Like I would never do Survivor, let alone I didn't realize they don't get anything. Like there's no incentive to be doing this other than
you win nothing. You win nothing but a pat on the back.
No, couldn't be me.
This is what I'm saying. Go ahead, Eric.
So I want to start off by saying you don't got no legs. In a wheelchair in that environment doesn't really seem, logical. I don't know how you getting over a rocky terrain. How is she going to build her little hut? How to lift you out of your chair to have sex with you? How do you think you're going to build a hut to survive on naked and afraid? Like I don't understand the logic in which we're going with here. I don't get it. Like you can't do nothing. All the best you can do is climb trees, and you really can't climb trees because you did like your upper arms are strong as shit. But like I don't understand this. I need to pick you. You're afraid of heights. Like how you getting down? It's just very, I don't know. Like ants can't go nowhere but her cooch as it's on the ground already.
Yeah, the
Like
clip I saw, she's like, moving with her hands, and she's in the water, and her bottom is just dragging the bottom of the creek or whatever that they're. She's not by herself, so at least she has a guy with her.
oh my, I have to pick you up and carry you like a backpack.
I told you, white nonsense.
Me and Gayle are sick of these white people.
There's no
Me and
wheelchair.
Gayle are sick of these white people.
She's out there on her own. No wheelchair, no nothing.
Had enough.
Like her living her life is already impressive. Like she doesn't need to impress us further.
Yeah,
you don't
need to impress.
Like the world is already built against you, and you're like, oh, let me make it even harder on myself. I love adversity. What a weirdo.
Only white people go looking for more adversity.
100%. 100%. We are a menace, and we must be stopped.
And you must be. My goodness, this is insane. I just, kudos to her. Hey, she's climbed Mount Kilimanjaro apparently. So
you could never catch me doing that.
She had clothes on as well when she did that. So this is still completely different than
you climbed. You climb. You're a mountain climber with no legs. I believe to climb something you need. I've had enough. I had enough of these Spider-Man ass white bitches thinking they can just sit there hanging from a rope looking like a fucking pinata. I done had enough. I'm done. I'm done with these fucking whites looking like a guy. Looking like one of the monsters from Our Real Monsters and shit. Just running around all naked and afraid. I done had enough. I can't. Over here looking like one of the toys from Toy Story and shit. That Sid fucked up. And you want to be all naked and afraid. Bitch, I saw that toy on Toy Story already. That toy was already naked and afraid because Sid strapped it to a rocket. I've had enough.
We about to meet Eric. Lord Jesus. Oh my gosh. Ma'am, this is all with love. I just hope you understand. We're just concerned.
I'm not concerned about you whatsoever. I hope you fall out of the tree. I don't care. Like I'm over this shit. Mandy, I hope you're naked and afraid. You signed up for this, okay? Your man has to pick you up out your wheelchair to have sex with you. I don't want to hear nothing.
There's no care. Talking about this wheelchair that don't exist. She is there
in real life. She got a wheelchair in real life.
No, she has prosthetics. They took her prosthetics.
They took her prosthetics.
It was her decision.
I don't like her. I don't like her. This woman is trying to win the oppression Olympics.
They gonna have this bitch getting all the awards at the ESPYs next year. Fuck out of here, yo. Bravest feet. No leg bitch being on the damn. I don't. Fuck you and Oscar Pistorius deserve each other.
This is our petty of the week right here. Eric against the naked and afraid no legs lady.
Oh, that was good.
I'm so mad.
Oh my god, I want to see them fight.
Okay.
That no leg bitch beat your ass. I guarantee it. But
I'll kick that bitch's leg from under her. I don't give a fuck what you gonna do. Hey. I'll kick that bitch from underneath her. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking your prosthetic leg and beat your ass with it. I'm not doing this with you.
I'm not doing this with Eric.
And you're going to hear the pop when I take it off her leg. So when I take it off her leg, you're going to hear
the... Yeah, we're going to get canceled.
Cancel.
The opinions of Eric represent only Eric. What
Sorry,
else?
I'm gonna make that a scroll.
We need
Scroll
multiple
off
times an
screen.
episode.
Just keep it on repeat, Eric. Okay, I'm not doing. I did have some other stuff. I only know if I want to talk about it. Lady Gaga dropped the album. I'm gonna listen to it. They
Yeah, I
dragging
listen to it.
they're dragging the new Disney Snow White. Guess Disney's gonna make all their movies live action now.
Get it.
A24 has a new movie called Death of the Unicorn with Jenna Ortega, aka Wednesday, and Paul Rudd. They hit a unicorn, and now the unicorn is chasing them. This should be a very interesting movie. So join us next week as I talk about all that and more. What a segment! Woo! I knew we was gonna get some juicy tidbits from Naked and Afraid, but I wasn't expecting the uproar. All right, and finally, to change the mood, here is the lighter side of news with Eric and Gayle. Eric, Gayle.
Go ahead.
Well, last week, Eric and I came together to challenge one another in a first for BCNN, a cultural film exchange, if you will. Because we were talking about the death of Gene Hackman, and I thoroughly enjoy the Royal Tenenbaums, the Wes Anderson movie that he starred in. And so I challenged Eric to watch that, and Eric challenged me to watch the movie Shatas. And not only had I never seen this movie before, I had never heard of this movie before. It is available for streaming on Tubi, of course, in English and en Espanol. They got a dubbed version on there too, if you prefer. I can only imagine what the Espanol version was like, so I always watch everything with captions because I'm like that kind of neurodivergent person where I need to read my movie. And so, I mean, Tubi struggles with captions to begin with. I'll say this. They don't always match up 100%. With this movie, it was helpful because I feel like I probably didn't understand what they were originally saying. So the translated version, it was like watching like just subtitles on the movie as opposed to captions. Like they were just translating what these men were saying for me. So I'm gonna say now, with all due respect, everyone's taste is subjective, and I'm sure you watched this at an earlier point in life. Like I, as an adult, can admit that beloved classic movie like Hocus Pocus. I love that movie, but I watched it as a child. But I could fully understand if you watch that movie now as an adult for the first time, you're gonna be like, this movie isn't that good. But in my mind, it's one of the greatest movies of all time. So I can understand if you saw Shatas at an impressionable age, you might be fooled into thinking it was a good movie. I would tell you right now. One of my first thoughts was, is this Rasta Boondock Saints? Which is another movie from around that era that does not hold up. Talk about a not good movie. Boondock Saints, guys. Go back and watch it. Do yourself a favor and just be absolutely horrified at how Boondock Saints has not held up at all. But yeah, so Shatas, a lot of interesting action scenes, and by that I mean violence and sex. Some absolutely bonkers sex scenes in this movie. Just literally like in the middle of watch shopping. The shop girl is ready to get down. We're doing it. And I did like during that, there was a nice segue. We went from him smacking her ass to cheeks clapping at a club. So that was kind of masterful on the part of the director, that transition between scenes. I will give him that. But yeah, it was it took me, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a couple days to get through this movie because I had to stop it. I had to go to work, and then I forgot that I still had to finish this movie. So I finished it last night. And in the daylight saving kerfuffle, I finished Shatas. And it was just, so I would say for me, I was lost right in the beginning when we start with these main characters as children. And one of them says that his mom had apparently sent him back to Jamaica from America. And he said, oh, because like he was a bad kid. And then he goes and almost immediately robs and shoots a beverage truck driver. Like, and I was just like, yeah, I think she might be right. I think you're a bad kid. Like, the protagonists of this movie are not sympathetic people, really. So it was hard for me to latch on to the story immediately because I was like, am I supposed to like these people? Like, usually you want to root for the protagonist in the movie, and I was just like, no, I think these are just bad dudes. It was the first movie I'd ever heard a white person with a Jamaican accent, the chief of police. So that was like an interesting cultural moment for me, because I was like, wow, you know what? They never show that in media. So that was a nice balanced portrayal. So kudos to the director for that. But yeah, all in all, I hate to break it to you, I did not like Shadows. So now, and I mean, I would love to hear your thoughts on Royal Tenenbaums in light of this.
Can I just say before you start, Eric, that I am not upset with you that you didn't like the movie. Like, Shadows was one of those movies that I wasn't that young, but I was in my 20s when it came out. And, you know, we have some classic Black movies out there. There's one called Belly that you probably have heard of. Juice is another one. So it kind of goes along that line of like just thug, drug, sex movies.
I mean, I like a gangster movie, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, it's great, but with a lot of like random quotes that we as Black people say randomly throughout, like, I say, Blacka, my brother. I say that just randomly. And I think that's why we lock on the shot, is because it's just these random moments during the movie that you.
That's it.
And I can see that. And I can see that in the movie. And I remember him shouting that stuff. And I was just like, okay, yeah, like I can see how if I had watched this when it first came out, you know, on DVD or whatever, I would have been like, oh, this is hilarious. This is great. But yeah, watching as an adult is tough.
Yeah, it's tough. No, I get you. But oh my goodness. The moments I just remember when I first watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, this movie.
It's pretty outrageous.
It is insane. It is insane. This man is trying to eat his food.
So it's a fun, I would say it's not a movie that I was just like, oh, this is a slog to get through. It's a fun movie to watch if you got time to kill. Is like I said, it's up on Tubi. You don't got to pay nothing for it. So it's totally, I can see it as an entertaining, like I like to watch a bad movie, like a The Room, or, you know, one of those like so bad it's so crazy it's good movies. So I can appreciate it for what it was, but I was having trouble locking it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got through it, unlike the inauguration. So I guess it wasn't that bad. But that is what we're going to walk away with, ladies and gentlemen. Shadows was better than the inauguration. So shout out to Shada.
Shout out to Shadows for that. Oh my God.
Okay, Eric, your recap thoughts on the Royal Tenenbaums.
So this movie, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in this movie from the very beginning. So was it the Tenenbaums? The dude is Gene Hackman's character. Basically, from get-go, is introduced as a piece of shit, and does very little throughout the movie to redeem him being a piece of shit. So all from introducing his adopted daughter every single moment he got a chance as his adopted daughter, to, you know, fucking around on his wife or doing whatever he was doing, just leaving his wife and not divorcing her, living in a hotel with looks to be massage therapist hookers. He lied about having cancer to get back with his family, and had his little manservant with him, whose name was Pagoda, by the way. Very, very weird. I will say I liked some of the characters. Has the Wilson brothers in it, Luke and Owen. Sure, Owen Wilson is a drug head who lives next door, who might as well just be part of the family. Luke is like a phenomenal tennis prodigy and star, and who ends up breaking down and living on a boat and some other shit. And he sleeps in a tent in his room, and is also in love with his adopted sister, by the way. White people shit. I can see, you know what? I can see, I'm gonna get back. I'm at that point when I'm done. I'm gonna come back to that point. Gwyneth Paltrow adopted. She's adopted and a bit of a genius about playwriting and, you know, doing her things. At some point during the movie, she's introduced as an adult with a wooden finger right here. This is her wooden finger. She has a wooden finger. Yeah, who is apparently throughout the movie very sexually promiscuous and smokes a lot of cigarettes. And she's married to Bill Murray. I'm going to be honest with you. It was criminal to have Bill Murray in this movie and him not be fucking hilarious. It was criminal to me. Bill Murray, one of the funniest people I've ever seen. Direct line to my funny bone. Bill Murray didn't say not one funny thing in this fucking movie, and I was highly upset with that part. But she was cheating on Bill Murray with everybody and their mom. By the way, Gwyneth Paltrow having a wood finger. Gayle, Stina, y'all gonna be shocked by me saying this, but bad finger placement by her, having a bad wooden finger. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, okay, for our viewing audience, I don't know if y'all know what this is right here. You can't do none of that no more. Can't do none of that no more. Oh, look. Can't do none of this no more. None of that. Can't do none of that. And none of that no more. She's 2 fingers. That's it. She got these 2 fingers only. These 2 fingers is gone. Can't these 2 fingers. And I'll tell you as a man, them 2 fingers aren't as efficient for me as the other 2, but that's neither here nor there. Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller in the movie. Stina talked about Ben Stiller earlier. Ben Stiller and his sons wearing the exact same outfit throughout the entire movie pissed me off more than they all had the same Jufro and red Adidas tracksuits like they were in the fucking Russian mob the whole time. And Ben Stiller being an overprotective, crazy thing because his wife died. Danny Glover in this movie wearing a very Tyler Perry-ish wig. Okay, I don't know if y'all noticed that. They borrowed Danny Glover's wig from Tyler Perry Studios. I knew I saw that wig in a Medea movie somewhere. Very upsetting. Very good character played by Danny Glover, though. He ends up marrying Gene Hackman's wife. So basically what I've gotten from this movie is it's a redemption movie, if you will. Gene Hackman trying to redeem himself to all of his kids and help them in a certain way, which I guess by the end of the film ends up accomplishing in very scumbaggish ways. Like, my favorite scene throughout the whole movie is when he takes his grandkids like out for the day and they're doing all these ridiculous things, like they're shoplifting, and then like he has them at a dog fight. Like he has fucking Michael Vick shit. Michael Vick shit from Gene Hackman. Oh, y'all didn't think I was gonna come back to that, did y'all? Y'all didn't think I was coming back to that shit. I 100% did. I did. I brought it back. Full circle. Callback, baby. Boom. Michael Vick shit from Gene Hackman. I'm telling y'all right now that the pieces were there. Y'all didn't think I would put it together after watching the Royal Tenenbaums, but I did. I put it together. They were there. The clues are on the fucking wall. Like, all right. But he took the kids. He took them to a dog fight and shoplifting, and there's a whole bunch of ridiculous things. He was a really cool granddad. He's a shitty dad, but a really cool granddad. Apparently, like, I did like the set design. I thought a lot of it was cool. Those were just the things that I found hilarious in the movie. Not a bad movie. Definitely not something me and my blackness are going back to watch. But very, I was sitting there like, what the fuck does Gayle have me watching throughout the whole movie? And then he does all of that. He does all of that to redeem himself, lied about dying and having cancer, just to fucking die at the end anyway. So, I mean, like, I guess, dog, like, I guess you did what you wanted. Like, Ben Stiller, I don't know. I'm not a huge Ben Stiller fan. Like, I'm not as big of a Ben Stiller fan as Stina. But, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like Night at the Museum. My introduction to Ben Stiller as a kid was Heavyweights. If y'all don't know about that movie, it's about a bunch of kids who go to fat camp, and Ben Stiller used to be a fat kid, and they was hiding snacks everywhere, and they had the Blob. Everybody loved the Blob. You know what I'm saying? The Blob was a shit, and then Ben Stiller came in with his parents, and they bought the camp, and that was my introduction to Ben Stiller as a kid. So, like, I love that movie. Of course, he made the classic movie Tropic Thunder. Love that movie. We got a bunch of epic quotes from that movie. I still say to this day, you don't go full retard. I say that quite frequently. You never go full retard. Sorry, fans. I know we can't say that anymore, but fuck y'all. Robert Downey Jr. said it in blackface. I'll say it if I want. If you don't get the quote, shut up. Yeah, I give the movie a solid. It's the only one. Nobody else can get away with that shit. Even our
no, I'm not trying it.
But overall,
Easy with self-tanner. Like, just...
It was a good movie. It was an alright movie. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Very, very solid movie. Just, my God, it annoyed me from front to back. But yeah, Gene Hackman, I see you. I see you, Hollywood. Everything is fake until it isn't. So just saying.
You can't see him because he can't see you anymore. Anyway,
He can see me. He watching this episode right now, and he's like, I know that nigga. He knows I killed that damn dog. That nigga knows I killed that damn dog, and he is...
Technically, he did because he didn't feed him, but he couldn't remember to feed him because he had Alzheimer's.
You know who else? You know who else probably didn't feed their dogs?
Nope. Hey, I'm mute you.
But that's all I got on the Royal Tenenbaums.
Yes, I was going to say, so what are the suggestions for you guys this week?
I suggest that Gayle watches the classic, amazing, one of my personal favorite movies of all time. I suggest that Gayle watches the classic movie, Black Dynamite.
Actually, she might enjoy that.
Gayle will fucking love Black Dynamite because I don't know a single person who doesn't. So,
yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So
Black
what movie do I have
Dynamite.
for Eric to watch that's peak white culture?
Peak white culture.
You know, I watch a whole bunch of movies. So, have you ever seen American
I'm
Beauty?
scared.
That I haven't watched that movie in a long time. I don't know how well it holds up. That is peak white culture, though.
If we want to talk about Kevin Spacey news, it kind of...
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know if I want to make Eric suffer through that. What?
You watch that on your own time because it's too relatable now.
That's hilarious.
Come up with your movie for...
We'll figure it out off camera.
And we'll have Gayle...
I will consult my sources.
Yes, and we'll have Gayle... she posted a video for this last one, so hopefully she'll continue that series, and we'll repost it on our Instagram page so you guys know what each other is watching, and then we'll talk about it next week. So... great episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Black Comedians News Network. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at This Is BCNN, and also be sure to follow all of our personal pages that are tagged in the bio. Ked, he is still missing in action. We have not seen him since Tampa. We have a bolo out for Ked, so if you see him,
Beehive hasn't even dropped any clues. Like it's
right.
Some serious, like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego type shit. So
shout out to my man Ked, and Gayle put out a bolo for you. So
yes, so we'll find you soon. Don't worry, my dude. And yes, be sure to check us out wherever you stream your podcast. We are on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, and of course Apple Podcasts. And make sure you guys tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next week, we will talk to you guys later. Peace out to the Middle East.